Okay, so basically, we are working with Govin to make instruction for like end users. So like basically what I did, I was sending this email, but let me show this again. So this is like very useful for us. 1 second. Yeah, so basically I was sending this this email, so you can see it, and in this email I just combined all the different documents we have. So let's hi, yeah, hi. So like I combined here all the documents we have. So we have instruction on 10 nano 9K from Alexander Ryabov, and we have some text which was written by Philip Sisa, and we have text on Xilinx by Kieran Shirayama. So we have like all those different texts, and like I sent to Govin marketing person like our 9K kit in assembled form, and now he will try to like assemble it by himself, and he will try to just follow those notes and create like professional looking like professional notes. And basically we are going to use those notes in like Maker Faire. So basically current idea is that we are going to Maker Faire. There are like many people, so we will give them like leaflets saying that you need to buy the following set of components, and then like instruction how to like assemble and how to run examples. So basically we will target different groups. So one group is the like students who want to like improve their like, practical exercises and go to the level of like job interviews. It's like one group. Like another group is just like curious hobbyists who want to figure out what FPGA is. And there might be another group which I'm also trying to figure out whether we can address is high school students who can just like try it for some reason. So like all of them need some like basic. Probably with instructor, because as you can see, there are many like complicated points here with like blocking and non-blocking like assignments and stuff. Now, what I want to do, so we agreed with the Govin marketing person. So his name is Andrew. So, and he is going to get boards. Yeah. So Andrew is going to get boards tomorrow. So this is what I sent to him. So I sent to him first I sent to him 2 assembled sets. Then I sent to him 3 types of displays. So one display is 480 by 272, and another is 800 by 480, and another is interface with HDMI. So now I have all those configs running, but the only thing is version for 800 by 480 has a timing issue because it uses clocks with slightly different frequency, like and maybe some formula is not computed during like a clock period. So we can massage that code. Like as a result, it has some like artifacts on the screen. Yeah, but this does not occur with 480 by 272, and this does not occur with HDMI. HDMI works beautifully. Then I sent him TM1638 and this like audio decoder, and I sent to him bunch of jumper wires of different type and two types of breadboard, so he can see from his perspective as a marketing person what looks more user friendly.
You could just make instructions for one path for all these. You have like, we have 4 boards, we have 3 different displays, we have potentially 2 earbuds, 2 connections. You're gonna go through one path.
Yeah, I didn't ask him to do anything specifically. I just gave him different parts, and I want to see what he end up with.
And his outcome, the artifact of this is he wants to create instructions.
Yeah, so he will create instructions how to assemble, how to download and install Govin tools on the Linux and Windows, how to run examples.
I mean, is it possible to run all this stuff in a Docker image? I mean, it feels like just installing Docker.
You can store it in Docker, but this is unnecessary in my personal opinion. Because why like do you want Docker? You want Docker if you have different versions of Python, different versions of binary libraries.
I feel like in general, I want Docker because I want the thing that I deploy as a mono repo or as a monolith.
As a monolith.
Should be the same thing that I deploy.
Yeah, if you can create Docker image, this is fine.
Like the USB pass through on Docker work such that I can use a Docker. I can have like Portis or what the other one is, or go in and make it work through the USB, through this USB to the actual thing that would work.
Yeah. So with the Docker, with Docker I'm using OpenLane, the OpenLane basic design tools. So those scripts, actually I can show you what they do for ASIC design tool. I'm curious about your opinion and like evaluation of this technique, because what I'm doing there is something like little bit weird. So what I do is that when we have ASIC
I'm just thinking for the hobbyist, so you had 3 separate people there. You had the hobbyist, you had the high school students with the potential, and you have the people who are applying for job. People who are applying for job interviews presumably have tools installed, almost maybe at least. They're the most likely. The hobbyist and high school will not have tools installed, almost assuredly. It feels like a big stop to getting started. It's just figuring out, okay, what tool do I need to install? Do I have it on my? I mean, you're not going to have a system. What tool do I need to install? How do I install it? Like all that stuff is interesting and important, but in order to just immediately get started, it'd be nice if we just pass them an image that's like, look, this has everything on it.
So what I do have bootable SSD and bootable SSD.
I have to say, as a technical person, I had a lot of concern about the idea of just booting from a SSD person.
Yeah, this is like a security issue, and you need to like reboot. This is not compatible with the BitLocker, and so people will have plus. In addition, this is
it was some Russian software company, and I felt like
yeah, that's one. Yeah, that's one. If this would be different company, which is called the Astra, Astra Software, the concern will be even more, because that company is official supplier of all Russian secret service and militaries. So, but like I do have SSD with the last publicly available version. I can actually show you how like it looks like, because they have GUI, which is made in kind of nice and different way. Yeah, like I will show you. Okay, so let's get a Philip. Okay. Yes, Philip, hi. So let's see who else we have. Yeah, so as I already like explained, so I was able to like agree with Govin, the marketing person is creating instruction for users for like our example. So I gave him like different instructions, including yours as a source for this thing. Yeah, and we will see. We can probably use this instruction for many events, because we are planning Maker Faire event in Vallejo. So yeah, now because we have UCLA student here, like did you graduate already or still student?
Right.
Yeah, yes, you graduate. Okay, so now last week on pure impulse, I decided to create some like Verilog some this like meeting like this in LA. So like meeting in LA, because I will go to UCLA and I will stay in this like Laskin hotel inside UCLA. So they have like a hotel inside. Yeah, so like I'm going there and you stay there. They are going there and stay there from Wednesday until Saturday of August 31st. So basically on Saturday in August 31st, like I will be free the whole day. And some like people suggested me, like those were people from like a Russian, Ukrainian of community which lives in LA, to make some like show for them with like FPGA boards. But I can like involve everybody else. I have the guy who was a pioneer of like FPGA boards 30 years ago. I will ask him to help. But if you can suggest how to like attract UCLA students, so my plan is that I will get like 10 Nano 9K boards with those like screens and stuff, brings them to like LA, put like 3 laptops, and just to chat with them on some like topics like how they like interview in industry and stuff like this. So do you think this might be something interesting? Do you think that this somebody from people you know there can come? So what is your opinion? Since I want to like attract people from like different venues, sort of. And if you can think about it, you can suggest. So you get some like room like this, and like I like already have my friend. This is like a girl who works in like advertising agency, and she was actually helping me like when I was working in MIPS technology in imagination. Hi, yeah. So when I was working in MIPS, we were using her to organize a seminar in Harvey Mudd College, and some students were coming there. And we were showing how to synthesize on FPGA boards industrial microcontroller class codes. So we can do something like this in like vicinity of UCLA, and if you can just give some like ideas how to like attract somebody, we can attract them and they can show them some more like advanced materials than I plan to show. So what?
Would this meetup be intended for completely new people or for already?
No, this is actually intended for various different people. So this is like purely like experiment. But if somebody come and for him this is too boring because this is too much elementary, I can start with them and I can make sure they're not get bored, because I can discuss some more like advanced exercises. like I can show them like when I referred one person to Samsung, and he like eventually got offer, who is a student who I asked him to do the following exercise. And by the way, many students, so here's the exercise. So basically I give, let's show here. So basically in this exercise, which by the way exists in our set of exercises, I have a minimalistic CPU, which is called school RISC-V, which is a subset of RISC-V, which is just like 12 instructions. And this is a single cycle CPU. And the question is that in this CPU, so this like 300 line of code CPU. So you have like LU with five arithmetic operations. So you have decoder, so block which decodes instruction field, so like I type, B type, U type, so also like RISC-V standard things. Then you have register file, which is just a register file with the 32-bit registers, and register 0 is tied to 0. Then you have control block, which is just a thing which generates control signals, and like based on encoding, generates whether you do register write or whether you do LU control. Yeah, so this is the simplest possible CPU. And now the question is, there are two questions. One is very simple and another is less. The first question is, please add a new instruction of multiplication here. This question is simple. Students didn't have problems. They just put combination multiplier in LU, put decoder of multiplication and stuff. But the second question is, but now suppose you have multiplier block, which is not a combinational, but which has latency of 2 clock cycles. So now, how do you modify this code so that it still works? So you do multiplication not in the same clock cycle with everything else, but it's in 2 clock cycles. So
I mean, you have to sort of
yes. This is like obvious question I expect from a student. Stall register, done. However, there are two cases. In one case, so first of all, there was a student who not only stalled register, but who also implemented a pipeline with those the forwarding, which allow mix of all the multiplication, because you can have back-to-back multiplication instructions. So you start one multiplication, and next clock cycle you also have multiplication. They travel both. So it's a tiny 2 clock cycles pipeline, right? So he like implement this like tiny pipeline, and he also implement forwarding this pipeline. So he like implemented thing which allow full bandwidth without stalling of any mix of multiplication and addition. So, and then like I referred him to standard interview process, and he got an offer. So he is now working in Stanford. Yeah. So now, so this like good case. So like average case is what you just said. It's like, yeah.
the ground, like if he like know Verilog or whatever.
Oh yeah, he knew very. He was student from He was a student from like East Coast or something. I don't remember for which place. Yeah, but you know, yeah. So yeah,
The Maker's Fair thing, we're doing October 20th or 23rd, I forget.
yeah. Okay, we go to this, but let me just finish this thought. Like just a moment. I'm almost done. Yeah. So now, and I can show to students like other things like that because I already have statistics how many students do this and how students do that. Now, it's a very last thing. I, like I will tell you what how one student answered to this question because I was like surprised. And this is because they don't use a PGA boards, advanced simulation. You know what the student did? just like I wouldn't even thought about it. So you see, here is your like CPU. Okay. So that student put clock multiply 0.5.
Was on the clock cycle.
No, this thing doesn't even work because this is one bit signal, and if you multiply it by 0.5, it actually becomes floating point number, and now it converts it back into one bit, which is like presumably 0. So the whole thing just simply doesn't do anything now. Okay, but this was 4.0 student.
It may have there are analog devices, so it's simulating an analog.
Yeah, but in resume that student had all the stuff. All students put there like 5-stage RISC CPU, like coherent caches, modeling, Tomasulo algorithm, like other. Huh?
When you asked this person a question on an interview,
Yes.
or this, oh, okay.
So this ask yes, it's like bad. Yeah. So yeah. So. Yeah, this was actually official screening of interns. So this was not just like something I refer outside interview process and then goes. This was like official screening. So based on my statistics, so there are like such but they're like rare. Majority of people do this, and there are people who do like better. So if you can think about some students, there we can discuss with them, and I can also discuss with them microarchitectural problems as well. So because many students are not doing very well on so this is something I can show to them. So many students don't do well on microarchitectural questions. So this is like a particularly interesting case if you read this thing. So like basically like ask them that if they have like square, yes, I told you this like last time. So if they have like pipeline square root modules, they cannot figure out how to do dependencies between pipeline modules right away. So I can discuss this with them. So I can give them some questions if you can find. So like basically, because I plan some like random meeting of different various kind of people, maybe what they do is that if people are kind of have like your background, they will just give them some like such sticky question at the beginning. Then I will chat to like other people about some like general like industrial overview, and then I will. So like for all practical purposes, I can make with them virtual interview, sort of, So which is useful. So like this is practice interview. Practice interview.
similar to Baker Fair. You have three potential audiences you're trying to target. You're trying to target potentially high school students who, potentially,
This is like very small group actually. This is like experience.
like me, rank novice to this, right? Like
Mhm.
no experience. And we're also trying to target people who are attempting to get jobs in industry, but perhaps have the skills as an AE person, but may not have the skills as an interviewee to actually get the job.
Not enough practice with the Verilog. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
What are the majority of the people at the Maker Fair going to be? I feel like they're going to be ranked novices.
Yeah. For the maker. So this is what they plan for maker, and this is what they want to have actually main topic today. Is that for maker, I just sold a bunch of components. This is what I want to do now. So I want to bring them the following set and going marketing person. So he is a going marketing person, by the way. So, his name is Andrew. So so this is one of my like variant of sets, which you saw it already. So it has a small FPGA boards. It has TM1638. It has a screen, microphone, and like audio output. And you can also optionally connect HDMI display. So yeah, I gave it to the professor in Brazil and in Switzerland. So yeah, and we so I plan to bring there like many of such sets and let people to play there, maybe make some like change the code to make some moving figures. Okay, so they can just there in like Maker Fair just sit and change something and make something like a moving demo, or like we can show them moving demo. And so and this is something I want to bring to this meeting in LA as well. Yeah. So for this reason, I actually sold a bunch of such boards, and I want to test on you now how fast you can assemble this set.
This the whole flow would be like uninstallable bits of hardware. I put the hardware together, then I get the software set up on my computer. Then, because like that feels like a lot of stuff to be doing in a very, like are we gonna get the pre-assembled boards and all you?
No, everything on Maker Fair, everything will be pre-assembled. They come, everything works on computer. They just change few lines of code, run script, see what happened.
Okay, and they have all the tools and all the software set.
Yes, everything is so like I have like 10 computers. I can bring like 5, but maybe less.
Maker Fair to just show them what they can do.
Yeah, but mostly to show to them. Yeah.
Or is it to get them like interested enough that they're going to continue this?
Yeah, so they can come here, for example. So we actually advertising meetings here. So if they are interested enough, they can come here. It's like one thing. One particular audience.
People are they going to be local to this area, or
Many Maker Fair people are local.
okay,
Majority of Maker Fair people are local.
are we promoting like that they come to this literal meetup, or
Yeah, they can come to this little meetup, or they may join like over Zoom, or so one particular audience I want to like experiment with. I want to like experiment with like school teachers who want to try it in addition to their regular school curriculum.
like Discord stuff these days?
Huh? Discord? Yeah, I didn't use Discord, but people mentioned Discord. Then, like, if it flies, I can ask Govin to sponsor hackathon here. So they get a bunch of FPGA boards, and people are trying to build with certain setups something interesting. They can add some sensors and do some combinations of sensors and FPGA.
Just to like throw things that are not going to be. We're not expecting people to come up with like a computer and be like, hey, show me how I get everything set up on my computer to get an FPGA.
No, unless like I'm deadly bored on the show No, what I can give tell them that if you want, you can try this SSD and boot from SSD. So I do plan to bring there like a dozen of SSD for this type of people if they want to. Yeah, but actually I want to like avoid it because I first of all don't want to distribute software on SSD because this is called proprietary software, you know.
Yeah,
So yeah, so just to try it there.
We're gonna get, like, if we build a Docker into this, and just had like Altera and all that stuff trapped in code, like,
Well,
we just still don't like this problem. We're gonna get in trouble for that.
Because I was working in IP companies and I know how like lawyers work well. So basically, the thing is that first of all, software from FPGA companies are not particularly interested to like go after student users of free versions of their tools. And we are not putting anything commercially licensed. We are putting a free version. So second, like generally, so for them it's kind of something which is like technically not allowed, but the agreement just to copy their software without like signing and click it through. So, but they will not particularly try to do something about it. So when I did seminar with Imagination like Las Vegas, we were using bootable SSDs and just like manager of education program made agreement with like Xilinx and with like Altera that we bring the bootable SSD, but this will be like removed after this seminar, or they will be like science some like some piece of paper. Huh?
It seems like they want to destroy their own industry to me, but ignoring all that.
Yeah, well, but the thing is that for us, I don't see if we I mean, like, unless we ship it to, unless we ship Xilinx tool chain to like Russia or like North Korea, like I don't think there you go. But if you do, they will, because there is like other people like this
I
one,
mean,
expert control.
Like, if we could literally be like, look, you've done this on our own computers, and like we have an image that you can just literally, you can go to download Docker, just run Docker, full whatever, right? And then like you have everything on your system, and the image on your system, whether it's a virtual box or a Docker image or whatever, would be identical to what you were playing with at the fair.
Sign up.
So what does that mean?
So to download software and use it, it's a free software. It comes with license agreement.
Yeah.
A user has to sign it. So how do you sign a template service? If you just do it,
Copy it multiple times. Yeah.
it will violate terms of service.
Open source. There's a lot of.
Yeah. Second thing. Yeah. Second thing, what I just discussed with like another person, we can use Yosys-based tool chain for this thing. So Yosys is an open source which does work for Gorin, and there is already implementation of Yosys for this thing. But if we this is something which I'm not sure we can do before the end of the month, but we will definitely do it before October. But the main thing, actually, I don't think this is really a problem, because we can make agreement with Gorin. Huh?
I don't want to. Okay, I gotta go to the Altera site. And I gotta read through all these things. There's like 7 versions, and I gotta pick one of them and download the correct one. And then I gotta fill out a term. Like, it's insane in terms of like, I just want to do something.
But look, we don't need to distribute Altera or Xilinx. Altera and Xilinx, they are more difficult. But Gorin, he is with their president. We can talk to him. So we can just make agreement with their president that we have right to distribute their free software in this way.
But yeah, I think you're probably right that we can't accomplish this in the next 2 months, but I feel like ultimately, like the end goal should be like, you know, you played around with something here, you figured out how all this kind of stuff works, and we just hand you a piece of paper that has like a little QR code or a little slip of text. You just put in this URL, and like it'll show you a site like 3 steps, like, you know, brew install Docker or something, you know, download whatever, and then you're done. That's literally,
Yeah.
you're ready, you know.
Yeah, I mean, this all like doable. This all particularly doable because we can this can be 100% legally clean because we can make agreement with the government directly. Yeah. So Huh?
Usually it takes at least half a year for those to sign something.
yes, I know this because I was working in a semiconductor IP company, so there were just like half a year is a good case. We had some lawyers who were talking about like 3 years for like we can send after you file a patent and all like other stuff. No, but in this particular case, I mean, like I wouldn't do this to distribute like Xilinx software because Xilinx is part of MD, have tons of lawyers, and they want to do something so they can start to send letters of like that one. What is this letter called? But yeah. Season disease. Yeah. So this is their like reaction. But at the same time, usually lawyers have some like internal instructions that do this only if damage is more than X. And basically, this is not our case because we are distributing free. But with Go, you can make it 100% legally clean, or we can make also with a free with open toolchain with the USIS tools.
Yeah, I don't know anything about any of that. I just feel like
How bad iOS is like compared to the normal tool?
It was very bad 5 years ago, but now it goes to stage of like tolerable. In fact, it works already with our examples.
That's what we need, right?
Yeah.
As long as examples can be run on one particular board, that is sufficient, and we will not need to clean legal stuff.
Yep.
We only have
Yep.
2 months left, and we'll be able
Yep.
to get Docker.
or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
it will be normal.
But you can get Docker like if you make agreement with the government, and it's very realistic thing to do. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So please think about who you can attract. So then, or like if you want, we can even plan with you what to do there, because I can show you some slides I have, and we can make it more sophisticated. Yeah, and which is like a good thing because I can refer students to like our Samsung internship process, which is a good idea if they start do around New Year, because if students do this later, if students wait until March, this is usually too late. Already there are like tens of students interviewing, but if they do this early, this is a good idea. So I can discuss with them the whole process. But of course, in this case, I will not involve in asking them questions because in this case, others people will do it. But I can tell them from like some general perspective how they should train themselves.
So you're
Yeah.
asking me to talk to a few people at UCLA to see if
Yeah. If they're kind of interested, yeah.
they're interested and like your like program of introducing students to.
Yeah. So this is so you can discuss that we have a organization called Verilog Meetup, which is a club which is preparing examples for the educators. And one of goal of these examples is to train students for job interviews. And particularly if they want to like explore what type of problems they are asked to do like during interviews, I can discuss it with them. So what like do they need to learn? How to train themselves? Because I know perfectly well what students have problem with. They have problem of checking their own microarchitectural solutions for the task. So they ask questions like with like different kinds of like FIFOs, gearbox, flow control and stuff. And then they write something, but this doesn't work because it doesn't process every clock cycle, like back-to-back transactions or something like this. So I can discuss with them those classes of questions, and then they get Icarus Verilog and like other tools and train themselves. And this is not only for Samsung. Same questions asked in like Apple, Nvidia, AMD, and like other places. So this is kind of useful from this point of view.
Okay, so you want to meet people on Saturday when you're available.
Yeah. So on Saturday, and I already discussed with a person of renting a room like that in like 15 minutes from UCLA. So there is one like a specific location, and they have such monitor. So I will come there, bring like 10 nano 9K boards, give to students some like something to like occupy with while I'm talking simple stuff to like other people, and then we'll talk more complicated stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, think about it. Like I have your email, so I will send you more information. So
From the Hacker Dojo list, because I don't think I referenced it.
from LinkedIn. So do I have you on the LinkedIn?
No.
Do you have account on LinkedIn? Yeah, just you can send me at yuri@punchhole.com. Yeah, I can send you everything on LinkedIn. So
Guys, setting up the Nexus A7, like
oh yes. The Nexus A7. Yeah, we have instruction for it. I was sending this instruction. So
the source tools by any chance?
open source tools for Xilinx, they're kind of mixed open source tools, which means that you do synthesis with open source tool and then you use some Xilinx components at the end. I am not aware about 100% open source flow.
There's a open source synthesizer, but I'm trying to figure out how it's called.
So if you have LinkedIn account, you can send me. So let me send you more information. Okay, so where is it's here.
If they can help you. You just need a good description of what I should know.
Yeah, I will write you a description like tomorrow or like day after tomorrow. So okay, so where is the here? How to move this thing? Wait, I should press OK. Okay, so now, yeah. So okay, okay, so okay, yeah. Okay, great. So I will send you everything. Okay, now let's answer your question about Xilinx toolchain. So wait, did you give me your email to put on the list?
I need my
Yes, okay, good. But we have instructions. So if you go to basics, graphics, music branch, new graphics. 1 second. Why it doesn't allow me to click? Yeah, Zoom works in a weird way. So I'll stop share. Then go to. So if you go to doc. So this is a new graphics branch. So if you go to docs, there is a Vivado installation guide. Docs Vivado installation guide, and if you click here,
Here, not the Vado, that one's the closed source, right?
yeah, this is, but this has some information about Vivado. If you want to make everything open source, you can write the same instruction with open source, but you need to modify. With open source, you have support for lattice and Golang. Yeah, but with open source for Xilinx, it's a more tricky thing, and they never actually explored it. Yes, let me share the screen. Okay. Anyway, so the topic of today is that yesterday I, together with my friend, sold the tons of 10 nano boards, and I want to just now create sets. So put like 10 of such, or like, this has at least 8, so you can put 8. Oh, we have actually 8 people, so we can assemble 8 sets. So we can assemble like 8 sets of with such boards, then run examples on them. And running example is, by the way, useful anyway, because I think all of you need to run examples. And now, like, I will like test on you how fast people can actually assemble it. So,
Just a beginner's perspective.
huh?
Because I don't think I've assembled one of those boards before. So.
Yeah. So this is actually useful exercise. Yeah, and we will use these sets in LA. So now you just manufacture those sets, and after this you use the same sets in that one in Maker Faire. Yeah, and totally the cost of this set is totally $34. So actually, if some students want to get them, I can sell it to them for $40. You see? I mean, we should like probably charge more because we are like assembling it for labor, but let's do this simple $40 because this is kind of promoting it to them. So now, so now before we start doing this, so does everybody agree with this agenda of today that we like assemble now such boards and then we run examples on them?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Good.
Figure out how to use,
So what are you trying to figure out?
how to get this working.
So you're doing this Yoshi's Bitstream. This is a good project. If you can do it and make it compatible with examples, this is like absolutely great. No,
It'd be wonderful if there was no licensing or any of that kind of stuff to have to differ around with, because I feel like we're literally going to lose 90% of people when they're like, oh, I got to figure all this stuff out.
yeah. With the Yoshi's, it is possible. With Yoshi's, it's possible to make 100% like open source toolkit with no license agreement whatsoever. Yeah.
I think there's,
Yeah.
there's
Okay.
also a different FPGA that's better supported, I think, for this tool chain that works more easily, and you don't have to compile this stuff. But that one, I don't know if it's any good. It's the
Spartan 6.
ECP something lattice.
Lattice. Yeah. Lattice. I have a guy who did lattice support for us. Specifically, we do have support for this, but I personally never run it. I have 7 lattice boards, and now I gave it to one person who lives in Sacramento to like experiment with them. But I will probably get it back from him. But lattice, if you want to explore lattice, this very important area. One good thing about lattice. So let me show you what lattice boards. There is a board called Orange Camp. 40, the same word.
HX1K.
Yeah, but it's the name of a fuse, not the name of the board. I'm sure what lattice boards I have. So, and the thing is that the guy who like conflict with me over coding style. So, because he wanted to write assignments in certain saying that you cannot teach this to students because this is first of all, this is not how this is done in industry. Second, if you scale it, like it becomes convoluted. So basically, he like lost interest in he's okay to like maintain what he did already, but then but what we but if somebody else take like leadership in support for lattice, it would be mostly yeah. That guy to like answer all questions because he has encyclopedic knowledge about like open source and he's open source maniac and everything will be open source, otherwise he is not like, touching it. So but I'm not sure if he can do everything. If somebody can do it this, and good thing about lattice is the person who's in charge of lattice education so his name is he's on my connections come on, yes. He actually lives near Sacramento and he is manager of lattice education programs. So if this is implemented, it's for like I know him personally also just a little bit. So you can actually approach him and ask. Yeah, his name is Larry Landis. He was uh, he was manager of education. So he was manager of Altera for a long time. So he's a big time expert in this. So he's now senior product marketing manager. Because he was senior manager of university academic outreach. So if you want something recent, so maybe you can present it to him. So yeah, uh, uh, is to have full power. They have this like open source support and also have proprietary toolkit as well. So, but they there was a funny story that related to Donald Trump and like so like interesting story. And because of this, uh, uh, this made a lot of consequences is the split of British Army imagination. People were afraid of some decision of imagination for Chinese investors. So, and they split part and American part and so on to Chinese investor. That's why Mix, which was part of imagination, was split and sold to a Filipino investor. So yeah, this all started with a lattice. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to work with lattice, I have for yeah. Let me show you what they have. And like we have this lattice going lattice lattice Yoshi scripts. So if you go to directory of ICE40 HX8K, there is a make file where you can see how this is all synthesized. So there is a Yoshi's next PNR, which is open chain synthesis. Just I personally never run it, so I simply, yeah. Okay, so now before we start this, so does anybody connect about the currently like what so yeah, so you this is the story before like previous years. Just here, okay. So what is your background? So what are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm software engineer,
Mhm.
interested in such stuff because in my like early age, was a student and I like I was doing something.
In which city?
It was Donetsk.
Oh, okay. I'm from Kiev, so just like I'm semi-Ukrainian, semi-Russian. So my father is Ukrainian, and mother is Russian, and actually my and like my mother came from the Kursk region, then to like Kharkov region, and so like I know of the Donetsk people as well. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So as a part of my like student study, it was like some things related to prototyping some boards based on the technology configure.
Study the next technical.
That's how it's called, like Bus State Academy.
Yeah, they actually have a website with a PGA boards on it. Yeah, this is I can actually show how like it all looks. This is split into two pieces. One stay in Donetsk, and another central. Controlled by so if you go to their PGA on their PGA, this is the lab that is Xilinx and Altera boards.
Yeah. Here, yeah, I'm some old memories about this, and I really like it at actually, I was saying like a question like 5 minutes ago, but I had a chance to ask here. So, from job market perspective or like from industry perspective, right? It's like elaborate on a high level, right? How this job is positioned on the job market right now, like in Silicon Valley, for example. It's like blue ocean or red ocean.
So first of all, what is what are you currently doing as a software engineer?
I'm taking a code to test some of their chips.
Are you doing verification? You're doing fine. You are doing like system level test, system level test. For like what kind of equipment, like consumer electronics or like TV? Okay. So, if you start from system perspective, so basically I am going from like a semiconductor perspective. So, but if you start from a system perspective, there are some which is making a PGA based testing equipment for like high for like logic analyzer. This is all using FPGA. Like if you look to like hard drive manufacturers or from this logic analyzer companies engineer, for instance. So if you have a skill with like FPGA design, you can do some device which will test, which will do the system testing. This is like one road. Second road, if you learn system Verilog based verification experiences, there are tons of jobs in verifications, and there is a relative job security, because companies hire such people for a long time, because they need people like Apple, Nvidia, Samsung, they all need somebody to maintain verification environment in system Verilog. Because verification environment is essentially bunch of code, which is mother of some block, instantiates cell, and create tests with some constraint random tests, which bombard both RTL and technology with the transaction, and then verify the response. It's like a decent position. So let's get like system Verilog design verification. So basically, what you need for this position, you need two things. First of all, you need to be a reasonably good software engineer programmer, because this code looks more like Java code rather than a design code. And second, you do need to understand basics of digital design. And this is what we are doing here. So what we are doing here, we like understand basics of sequential logic, and so sequential and combinational logic about flow control, pipelines. So basically, this job involves understanding of how pipeline blocks, those electronic companies behave, and basically you have two levels of factors. One level is like very low, like close and signals during the clock cycles. And another transaction level. That's the reason you don't have clock, and you just abstract events to like call transaction. This transaction. She sets into queue and move from block to block, but some transactions react, some doesn't. So it's like a GPU, router chip, network router chips, they all have mothers implemented in this way. And those jobs also, let's go to the LinkedIn, LinkedIn jobs. Yeah, so you see, like design verification engineer. Let's get some specific, like Apple. Yeah. So some specific. Yeah, like I'm talking about this position because I'm very well familiar with this aspect. So senior deeply performance architect. So let's see. What does look like? Yeah, like senior design cache coherence interconnect. Oh yeah, here. Senior ASIC verification engineer, GPU, NVIDIA. So from so this is like a basic salary. So 120K to 304. So depending on level of experience plus like stock option and bonuses. Yeah. So you see, so they need essentially software type of experience. So you need to know some like C++, scripting languages, experience in verification, doing random stimulus, system Verilog or similar high high level hardware verification language. So similar means Specman. So basically, the relatively the way this particular job for. We have example of system Verilog test bench for the XI protocol. You get this example. It has like system Verilog master, slave, and more. Then you get a book for VM, which you can get on Amazon. But then just the call was done with it. So you basically get this. You get this book. UVM. This book. So UVM is verification. So you get this. You get this book, and then you with my critiques. This is a small 100-page book. So getting started with a UVM, then you create those verification AP example, which is UVM. And this will take you probably like half a year to study system Verilog to the degree you could. But then you can you can use people can go to sees the UVM verification. I can say, oh, this is promotion feels good. Yeah, because the thing for UVM bus functional models, people are copying the same tutorial, which was written like 20 years ago, maybe in like matter graphics or something. And that tutorial does not have the pipeline designs. And this is how I was constantly catching students in job interview that I asked them, like, a functional model for this bus. Okay, you do this is the trend. So, okay, now make it pipeline. Now like let's keep them hard. Yeah. If you can verify pipeline blocks and show example of code, it will be very easy with screening interview. All those companies, this is one type of position which is realistic for software engineer if he also knows basics of Verilog hardware design.
And is there any good book you would recommend for Verilog?
Yeah, I probably call the book recommendation. Basically, if you follow what I just explained, you can do everything with 1 year if you do hard. Yeah, this is a good general purpose book, but in addition to it, there are a couple more. Yeah, but this is all do with intensive work 1 year, with less intensive 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you try to do based on materials?
I did know the topics. There is a bit of learning curve for me. I was able to get the new chapter.
Basically, basically flip-flop is the most important concept. So you're the co-initiator.
I think that my level of knowledge was so low
Huh?
that it's enough for me. It's
Yeah. Yeah, but once you get over flip-flop, the kit becomes easier because then you do sequential logic exercise. And then there is another like bump is when you learn FIFO and pipelines. So there are like two bumps. One bump is around flip-flop, and another bump is around the pipeline and FIFO.
But it's like far away from the panel.
Yeah. So for this, okay. So So what did you try to do? So you just show that you were experimenting with diving tools. So is this what you are trying to do, like right now?
Trying to get to the point where I can compile and load something.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So Kevin, did you try to do some more exercise in homework?
Pretty slowly since I've other things I've done chapter 2 most of it.
Okay.
The system Verilog. System Verilog, yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah, have you been doing it?
Oh, yeah, I did this CL for the PR in GitHub world for chapter 1. I've been trying to sort of improve the as I said, I think the system Verilog homework is probably what most people who are should start from. I know we have this music thing, but I feel like
No,
that's a lot for somebody who's learning like Verilog. I feel like the system Verilog homework is actually a lot more useful for me at least. And also I can run on the simulator, which is just dramatically faster than actually having to literally put it apart where I do stuff, you know. So I've been trying to rewrite the system Verilog homework a little bit because I think it would be better and debugging.
Oh, the other person. Yeah.
okay, now let's like everybody gets the tank down on board, and let's start with this one. So first we need to like assemble something, and so today we actually manufacture. So do you want to try this as well?
Oh, yeah, we do that.
Okay. Okay, so let's everybody try to like assemble this. Now let me give everybody a breadboard, and let's just like assemble it, prepare for. Yeah, the tricky part is that future users will assemble using instructions. But we are going to assemble it without instructions because I will show you how to figure out pin number, okay?
I mean, I only
Okay, so step number 1. We need to put. So step number 1. We need to put this thing in some like convenient way. So let me. So basically, I usually put it so it faces down. Right side. So this goes like more like right side. And the tool is supposed to insert wire here and insert wires here. So let's try to do this. Okay, so this one.
Yeah, this is all right now.
Yeah, the reason we want to use such breadboards. Now I also need to Okay, so first thing I want to show to insert the screen. Okay.
Signal, which is oh, maybe it feels it's definitely good, right? Yeah, but that's you said it goes down and it not that this is like this is like right now as at the beginning state and the recent state of the zero.
Okay, so let me give you another breadboard. So I need to find.
Taking num three, num four, which come in as zero zero, the set is zero. Oh, I mean,
Okay, so now this one, this one. Okay. Huh? Huh?
I haven't forgotten this.
wait, so the first cycle.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you have this thing. Okay, so everybody has screens, right? Right. So like everybody has screens. Okay, good. Next,
One. They're not exactly.
how many are there?
Yeah, but also this.
No. Okay, so next thing we need a bunch of female to male wires. No, before doing this. Yeah, this is the very first thing I need to show.
Yeah, you need some.
No, you don't need by hands, by hands. Yeah, so let me actually turn this off because I think that we I think yeah, I think we okay, just a second. Так. Так, значит, Михаил, вы сейчас на звонке. Я, видимо, с вами, значит, там даст, просто сяду потом, хорошо? Алло, а то, что я сейчас хочу делать сборку просто этих самых. Так, если еще Михаил есть. Нет, его уже нет, все. Так, Дмитрий, я хочу сейчас просто отключиться. От вас есть еще какие-нибудь новые вещи?
Не, у меня пока нет ничего.
Ладно, я сейчас в таком случае отключаюсь, значит, тогда всем спасибо, значит, Алекс, Дмитрий. Вот в следующий раз мы обсудим еще разные другие вещи.
Хорошо.
До свидания.
До свидания.